Welcome into Between the Whistles Detroit YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe if you like the content, and we'll put more good content out there for you regarding all Detroit sports, nationally and locally. Today we are talking about a guy named Malcolm Rodriguez. He was the Detroit Lions draft pick. He is a linebacker from Oklahoma State. This kid is electric. And when you talk about a guy like Malcolm Rodriguez, he was all Big 12 honors in three straight seasons, making the first team in his final year. He ranked seventh in the FBS with 76 solo tackles, 129 total tackles, 15 for loss, with 3 sacks, and in 2021, and tied for 10th nationally with 4 forced fumbles and 14 starts. He was also the team captain. He was also a guy who had, get this, 16 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. This is a guy who can get inside the paint and make things happen. So when you look at Malcolm Rodriguez, a lot of people think he's undersized, doesn't matter. Well, Bobby Wagner's an inch shorter. So, and he's one of the best linebackers in the league. Being sizable in the NFL is no longer a thing. It's about being fast and quick to the hole and making the hit and getting inside and making sure that you plug up the holes. And I like what the Lions are building, because if you look at the first draft, they drafted Aleem McNeil, they drafted Levi Onwuzurike. In this draft, this past year, they drafted Aiden Hutchinson, they drafted Josh Pascal. They put a lot of emphasis on the offensive line, but they've also got some late round steals in Derek Barnes, who really progressed nicely late in the year. They got a guy like Malcolm Rodriguez, who has all the leadership capabilities, the talent, and just the heart to be a good linebacker in the NFL. And if you look at the Detroit Lions as a whole, what they are missing most is a linebacker who can fill the holes, get inside, and make sure that they can get that tackle. When you have guys like a defensive tackle like Levi Onwuzurike, like Aleem McNeil, who could plug up the holes, make the things happen, that could lead a guy like Derek Barnes or Malcolm Rodriguez and give him free space. One of the things people don't understand is a lot of people loved Nakobe Dean, right? Nakobe Dean, he was the thought was he was a little bit undersized. I don't go by the undersized, but what I do go by is the talent you play with. Nakobe Dean played with a lot of talent at Georgia. Malcolm Rodriguez didn't play with a lot of talent at Oklahoma State. And when you play with a lot of talent, especially defensive tackles who plug up the holes, you talk about defensive linemen who get to the quarterback, like Trayvon Walker, like Devontae Wyatt, like Jordan Davis. You're talking about guys who can help you out totality. With Malcolm Rodriguez, he didn't have a Jordan Davis. He didn't have a Devontae Wyatt. He didn't have any of those guys. He strictly had himself and a couple other players, especially in the secondary. But you look at Malcolm Rodriguez, the way he plays, he is good for the Detroit Lions as they look forward to this year, because they have the defensive line talent. You know, Lee McNeil looks like he could become a star. Levi Onwuzurike really progressed nicely. Aiden Hutchinson is he's a good versatile end who is a hardworking guy. You're getting Romeo Okwara back. When you look at Malcolm Rodriguez, there's one thing that they say about him, and this is one of his weaknesses, is sometimes he gives up broken tackles. Sometimes he's a step slow in the quarterback operation and coverage. But I think that could all be worked out. When you got a defensive coordinator like Aaron Glenn, when you have a leader who is trying to learn, I think that's really helpful for the Detroit Lions, especially with Malcolm Rodriguez. He's such a talent. I really do think Malcolm Rodriguez is a steal of the draft. I really do. I like what he does the most. So what he does the best, he targets his thighs when he's tackling. When you target the thighs, you're most likely going to get it. You're most likely going to get that tackle, because that's good positioning. If you go high, you can sometimes miss a tackle altogether. But when you can target the thighs and wrap around and get them around the legs, that's usually what can cause a running back to come down really, really easy. A lot of people are hyping. I've seen the athletic article where they were hyping up Malcolm Rodriguez, and the hype is really just it. It's what I would say. Malcolm Rodriguez is a really good linebacker, and I think the Detroit Lions are going to benefit from this. And this is what happens when you have a good general manager. You get late round steals, you get guys who can compete, and that's what helps you get better quicker than if you just relied on the first, second, and third round. Yes, last year Brett Holmes drafted him. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think again you will see a guy like Malcolm Rodriguez be that late round steal. And that is the most important thing for the Detroit Lions moving forward. This is a good sign about your franchise going forward. Malcolm Rodriguez could be the steal of the draft. I think he's the steal of the draft, and I would venture to think he can make a Pro Bowl in his first year. This is Between the Whistles Detroit. Like and subscribe us on YouTube. Thank you for viewing.